Hello viewers, welcome to another session of Hope That Lives Talk series. This is another episode. I believe you have been blessed tremendously from our past episodes. Today I will briefly be talking about the story of a young woman. This woman had a request that she needed to she needed to present before a king. And she was told that before you could get to the presence of this king, you need a password. Because to enter into the presence of this king, you need a password to enter, you need to press in the password when you get to the gate of the king. This young woman was so desperate because she wanted to see the king. She asked some questions. She had a lot of things on her mind that she needed to see the king for. So she went on a search. She searched deeply everywhere, asking questions how she can get, the password that will take her to the presence of the king. After a long search, she was able to get the password. She got the password. She got to the king's palace. She saw the button. She pressed in the password, and the gate was opened. The gate opened on its own accord. So she entered into the presence of the king. But immediately she entered, she did not take her time to read that there are some conditions that were, listed, written boldly for everybody to see that, okay, in order for you, because entering the presence of the king is one thing and remaining in the presence of the king is another thing. So there are conditions to fulfill for her to remain in the presence of the king. And if she cannot remain in the presence of the king, there's no how she can get the attention of the king, and there's no how she will be able to present her request. She entered into once the gate was open, when she pressed in the password, she just saw it as an opportunity that now I'll be trying to see this king. This gate is open now. I got the password. I put in the password. The gate is open. Now I have the opportunity. I'm going to try and give this king a piece of my mind today. So she entered. She did not bother to read, to follow the further instruction of what to do to remain in the presence of the king. But she entered. She started complaining. She started saying, things that she has gone through, the problems that she has faced, the situations that she has faced, the circumstances that surround her life. She started saying it. She started saying all manner of things. She started telling talking to the king that, king, if you really claim, if you love me the way you claim you love me, I shouldn't be passing through this. I shouldn't have experienced such a painful experience. She was there, murmuring, complaining, giving the king a piece of her mind. In the process, a young man entered, a young man too, who was looking to get into the presence of the king. And when he got there, he put in the password, and the password, the gates to the king's palace was open on its own accord. And this person, immediately he entered, he tried to read around to read that, okay, when you get to a king's palace, there are rules to follow. There are regulations to follow. You don't just barge in. You don't just say because you already have access to the king's palace, then you can do whatever you like. So this young man took his time to read the directions. And there, he found the direction of how to remain in the presence of the king. So from what he read from the direction and the instruction given there, he realized that there is different from entering into the presence of the king and different from remaining in the presence of the king. So he read the conditions that will help him to remain in the presence of the king. And once he read that, he put that to use, and the king granted him his attention. And this young man, who was wise enough, to follow direction and the commandment of the king's palace, was given attention and he was able to present his request. And his desires was granted. What am I trying to say? In Psalm 100 from verse 1 to 4, if you read it in Message version, it reads that saying thank you, like thankfulness, is the password to entering into God's presence. But talking praise is that condition that will keep you in the presence of God. So there is difference between getting the password to enter into the presence of God. The password is saying thank you. If you read that scripture from Message version, the password is thank you. So probably you have listened to men of God preach it, you have searched deeply, and you know that when you say thank you to God, you have access into his presence. But it doesn't stop there. So when you have access into the presence of God, you have to keep talking praise in order to remain in his presence. Because without talking praise, you will not gain attention of God and you will not be able to present your request. This inspiration, God gave it to me. I was, listening to audio Bible of Psalm 100 in Message version, and this inspiration just came to me with the illustration of the king, and I decided, to present it as one of the episodes to encourage someone out there. If you look at your life very well, if you count your blessings, you will know that God is faithful. You may not be where you desire to be now. Just as I'm not where I desire to be. There are, just as Paul said, he said, he's still looking forward, not that he has attained. So not that I have attained, not that anyone has attained. We are looking forward to better tomorrow. So you may not have achieved what you aim, you may not have achieved what you desire, but cultivate the attitude of thankfulness. Be thankful to God. And when you gain access into his presence, continue to talk praise. Don't murmur, don't complain, don't give God a piece of your mind. Because some people, once I have been a victim of this before. That I will accuse God, oh God, why will you allow this? Why will you do this? Why will you do that? If we are angry with God, so who will help you? If you are angry with your Creator, where will you take your case to? So I'm encouraging you today, always try to count your blessings. That you are alive alone, it's a gift on its own. So always count your blessings and be grateful to God. And when you gain access to the presence of God, when you gain his attention, continue to talk praise. Continue to remind him of how great he is to you. Continue to remind him of all the past testimonies, the great and mighty things that God has done in your life. I believe this short exhortation has blessed your life as it has blessed me. God bless you all for watching, and please don't forget to share this video to bless others, and please subscribe to this channel to support this online outreach. God bless you. See you next episode.